welcome to my channel. I'm Morwenna, and today's video is going to be on the topic of procrastination, how we all do it, and how to move through it to get to where we really want to be. So I'm going to hand it over to my team of light and find out what we can learn on this topic and what we can do when we find ourselves procrastinating. Welcome. Today we would like to take the opportunity to speak to you about the topic of procrastination. Some of the examples of why this takes place and how to move through these. First of all, we will start with one of the more profound reasons of why procrastination takes place, especially on topics that are important to the individual. So if you find yourself procrastinating about something that is very important to you in life, if you think about something that would be really meaningful for you to complete this lifetime, if you feel you have a purpose or you want to move forward with a project that you've had an idea about for quite some time and you find yourself procrastinating about taking the steps to make it happen, what we find is that many people in that procrastination process are actually fearing their own light, fearing their own power, and fearing the perceived responsibility that it would take if their dreams, if their goals were to be attained and achieved. Also, there is a little bit of resistance about turning into the person that they would need to become in order to achieve those results. You see, when you are on a journey of evolution and wanting to reach a certain goal, no matter what it is, big or small, it is asking of you to change. It is asking of you to expand into a different state of being in some way. Whether that be in a smaller area of life or a bigger area of life. When you are wanting to go in a different direction or expand in a certain way, you are asked in some ways to change parts of you in order to be able to evolve and grow into the person that you need to be and become in order to be able to achieve those goals. And with that also perhaps comes a little fear of responsibility of what does that mean for you? What does that mean with your responsibility in the world when you have been able to reach your dreams and goals, which are likely to positively influence other people? And so really what it's about is to realize that you already have all of the qualities that you need in order to realize what you're wanting to realize. Seeing that this expansion, this evolution, is a positive thing. Sometimes we find that people find it a little bit difficult to shift in the direction that they want to go. They may have connected with their circumstances or being without the thing that they are wanting to have, and they may have taken that on as part of their personality, which then also makes it a little more difficult to shed in order to move forwards, because it means that you would have to shed that part of your personality and evolve into a new perspective about yourself. Sometimes on a subconscious level that can instill a little bit of fear of what that would look like and what that would mean, fear of moving into a new way of being. The next thing we want to speak about is the topic of perfectionism. Many people will wait for the perfect circumstances, situations, and result or outcome before they will allow themselves to put that out into the world. But the thing is, perfectionism is also another way of procrastination. Nothing will ever be perfect, and if you are to wait for the perfect circumstances or until you feel ready, you may well be waiting a whole lifetime before you allow yourself to put your energy, your work, your help out into the world. And so we say that it's so much more helpful for you to just create, be inspired, be you, evolve, be open to the evolution and growth, and allow yourself to just put yourself out there, follow your goals in imperfect ways. By taking the steps in imperfect ways, you will get further and further and refine your arts more and more each time. And the thing is that you are putting your energy, your work out there, rather than holding it in your inner world through fears of being imperfect and perhaps judged or getting the wrong answer or getting a different response than what you wanted. So often that is a fear and an illusion that will rarely even happen. So often the fears of what might take place, often coming from the subconscious, only take place 1% of the time, if that. Yet these fears can be blown up so much bigger than what they really are. And so we ask you to allow yourself to be perfectly imperfect and to just start taking the steps. Start taking the steps toward your goals. The biggest thing that will keep you going is reminding yourself of why you are doing it. Find the deeper meaning of why you are wanting to go in a certain direction. Why are you wanting a certain outcome? This reminds you of the bigger picture rather than the smaller steps that you take in your daily life to get there. And it gives you the emotion, the energy in motion, it gives you the motivation, and it gives you the bigger picture of how that will benefit you and benefit those around you. That's a really important thing to remember, which will also help to keep you on track in the direction you're wanting to go in. Another tip that we would recommend would be for you to start disassociating yourself with the parts of you that maybe you have integrated as part of your personality of being without the achieved outcome that you want to go in. So if you see yourself as somebody who has always, just for an example, struggled in life or found it difficult to be in a loving relationship or whatever it might be, if you have identified with that as part of your personality, we ask for you to start disidentifying with that now. And start to identify yourself with the possibility of it, that it's possible for you, that other people around you are experiencing it, that they're human, that you're human, and that you have all of the same possibilities available to you, and start associating yourself with the person that receives opportunities like the one that you want to receive. As if you are associating with yourself with the opposite end of the spectrum of that. In some ways, you're not really open energetically to receiving that, or even seeing it when it's in front of you. The next thing we want to mention is that you came here to have the human experience. From the higher perspective, if you were to see an eagle-eye view of your timeline, it is quite short in the scheme of things. In the book of life, this time that you have now is only one chapter in the whole book. However, even when you are living it, maybe it feels like you have a lot longer, but really it passes in the blink of an eye. You have the time right now to make the changes that you want to change. You have the power right now to move in the direction that you want to go in. You have all of the power in your hands right now. There is no past and there is no future. You are writing your life in this present moment. And so many people will procrastinate things until tomorrow or until the week after, but that time never comes. And so we ask you to prioritize what's important to you and make space for that in your daily life. We understand it can be easy to also maybe get a bit overwhelmed with the busyness of everyday life, but it's very important to incorporate the time to be able to take the steps of the things that will give you deeper fulfillment. That is what you came here to experience after all. And so we serve to remind that you can do it. Do not fear your light, and you are supported and so loved. If you enjoyed this video, you can just click subscribe and the bell to get notifications for future videos. If you got clarity and insight from this video, I'd love to hear from you, so just comment below. And if you need help on your journey, I do offer one-on-one sessions, channeling and healing. You can just send me an email, which you can find in the description. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I hope to connect soon.